Hey guys, Edgar here. Guns for everyone. This is not a week we're doing the podcast, but this is something that I maybe want to do every week that we don't do the podcast. If you guys are new to this, Isaac and myself, we host a podcast and we go live every other Thursday. I don't think there's a set like every second Thursday or every third Thursday of the month. Nothing like that. It's just every other Thursday. We did one last Thursday, so not doing one this Thursday. We will do one next Thursday, maybe. But I wanted to fill in the gaps, fill in those holes, for the in between stuff. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. I this is pre-recorded. I'm probably going to do this as a premiere, which I think shows up as a live to a degree. So if you're watching this and you're in the comments, understand that this is pre-recorded. I may or may not be in the chat at the moment, but still make the comments, ask the questions still, just in case I am available to answer the questions. Maybe Isaac is watching while we do the premiere and he can answer some questions, or afterwards, even afterwards. So please feel free to ask the questions, even though this is not technically live. It's pre-recorded. Still ask the questions, and then use the stickers and the super chats and or the super thanks. Do all that stuff. Really helps us out. Share this, tell other people about this stuff. Really helps us out. And one of the very first things that I want to talk about before I dive into the topics that I wanted to have a conversation about today is obviously remind you about our legal fund. Please help us out with that. gunsforeveryone.com/legal hyphen fund. Definitely need your support there. We also are starting a new community on that platform. It's called School, and this is for humans. I'm going to put it up here. You're going to see my version of it, but what we want to do here in this right here, I'm going to maximize it. What we're trying to do with this is that a place to learn how you as an individual can strengthen freedom by advocating for yourself. One of the problems that we're seeing, I actually just came back from Bristlecone. I was interviewing Jackie for my documentary. Jackie is one of the owners. Her and her husband own that place, and we were talking about some issues. I'm not going to tell you exactly what the issues were, but it dealt a little bit with this stuff. She's still trying to figure it out with a county, and I guess students having issues in a particular county. Her students are having issues in a particular county, and she was expressing how these students come to her as if it was their problem, but it's a sheriff not following the law. Her husband is an attorney, so I have no doubt in my mind that they know what they're doing in terms of the law, because her husband's an attorney. Now, not every attorney knows what the fuck they're doing, but her husband Brian is a pretty smart dude, so he's dealing with the stuff, and it's that conversation is just I wish the students would advocate for themselves first instead of just believe whatever thing the sheriff says. So that's that community. So School, check it out there, school.com/ 2a hyphen self hyphen advocates, 2a self advocates. And it's again the space where we can all teach each other how to advocate for ourselves, read the laws, understand the laws. That's really the focus of that. It's really not about guns per se. It's about defending your gun rights. So please go check that out. If everything goes well, next Tuesday, today is the 4th of September of 2025. So the 9th of September of 2025, next Tuesday, I'll be having a webinar, and this webinar is just to kick things off, get started. It's probably just going to be myself and two other humans, but it's just to kick this off, have conversations, share ideas, how we can advocate for ourselves, maybe present a way to read the law and how to understand the law and all that stuff. So hopefully you join us in that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. It's something that we need in the Second Amendment. We're not the first ones to do it. We're probably not going to be the only ones to do it. But I think that the heaviness of it's your responsibility. Usually, when these things are done, it's yeah, you came out, now give us money. We need your money too. Guns for Everyone National desperately needs your money. I can't stress how fucking desperate we need your money. It is fucking bad right now. It is bad. We desperately need your money, but we also need you individually to fight. If the NRA goes away, if RMGO goes away, if CSSA goes away, if GOA goes away for whatever weird reason, right? Like we're left with nothing. So it's important, yes, to support organizations. Again, I cannot stress enough how fucking desperate we need your money. But you also need to learn how to advocate for yourself. It's very easy to throw the money at an organization and oh they'll take care of it, but maybe they won't. We've been given money to a lot of organizations, and they won't fight for you against the sheriff. They'll fight for you on the other stuff, the big stuff, which is awesome. That's great. Can't take that away from them. But the fights that we have, the fight that Bristlecone's having right now, the fights that I hear from many instructors and students have individually, just on their own with different sheriff's office. Most organizations will not do that. We're probably the only organization here in the state of Colorado who will advocate for you, but the way things are going, we won't be around anymore because people just take advantage that we're here and then not really contribute, to not really give back to it. So we can't stay afloat. So if we go away, then we really won't have any organization to advocate for you at a lower level, which those fights are almost daily. Those fights are all the fucking time against the state. Those fights are every once in a while. Those are every year for a little bit, and then it stops. The fights that we have are fucking constant. They are constant because it's 64 different jurisdictions that we're having to educate all the fucking time for various reasons. So this is why we need your money, but also learn how to advocate for yourself. So that's what that space is for. So hopefully you join us there, school.com. Just look for the group 2A Self Advocates. Look for the group 2A Self Advocates, and that's SKOOL school. Hopefully we can use that platform and help each other out. Classes, competitions, that's all coming up. All of this stuff you can find at gfenational.com, gfenational.com. So if you're looking for a class, your friend's looking for a class, remember our competitions will qualify you to obtain your concealed handgun permit. And to renew as well. So gfenational.com, you can find that stuff there. The other stuff is follow us, share this. That's about it. Now let's get into what I want to talk about. I'm debating which one I should do first. Should we talk about Trump and his DOJ, what he's doing, or should we talk about? Let me talk about this guy. Let me talk about this guy. This kind of goes with what I talked about a couple of weeks ago. The Space Force guy. The Space Force guy. If you guys don't remember, he heard his car alarm go off. Went outside. Nobody was really there. He got in his car, drove around, found a car that maybe had something to do with it, started shooting at that car as he was chasing that car. The car that he was chasing and was shooting at crashed into a fence. Two kids came out, started running away, and then he shot at the kids that were running away. Piece of shit. 100% a piece of shit. Something similar happened in Texas. This goes for those of you guys that are like, well, in Texas, we can do the stuff and the things. Well, apparently you can't. Apparently it's not what humans make it out to be. And this guy right here, this dipshit, decided, and I don't know his name, doesn't matter. He is an army dude. Some kid, 11-year-old kid, is playing the game. Let's go knock on somebody's door and run. I used to do that as a kid. You probably did that as a kid. And this guy decides that he's going to chase the kid and then shoot and kill the 11-year-old kid for doing what kids do. Little pranks. You may not like the prank, you may not approve of the prank, but again, and there's nothing in here that I've read so far that would get me to a point where like, oh, I kind of get it. I may not agree with you still, but like I kind of get it. There's been reports of something similar happening, but the kids don't just ring the doorbell and fuck off. What happens is they kick the door in and then they fuck off. Now, I'm not one of these where like anything that happens to my door, I'm just gonna shoot whatever's on the other side. That's little dick energy. But I would understand that just a tiny bit more. I would have to sit there and be like, well, it sucks and I don't agree with it, but I understand it a little bit more. There's nothing in this that I've read. I clicked on one of them or a couple of them, and nothing suggests that this kid broke in essentially and then run away. He just rang the doorbell and then fucked off. It was like 10 p.m. You're gonna say, "Well, he shouldn't be out at 10 p.m." Listen, when I was 10 years old, 11 years old, fuck, even 12 years old, I didn't have a place to live, so I was bouncing from home to home every once in a while, not all the fucking time, but I would get kicked out of my house, and when that happened, I obviously I had nowhere to go. So this idea that the kid should not have been out, like we don't know the circumstances, we don't know everything that happened at his house. He probably would have been in trouble had this dude caught him and took him to his parents and be like, "Hey, your kid's an asshole. It's 10 o'clock at night. If it was 6, maybe I understand." But this dude shot him. There is no room for that shit. So this is another dipshit that decided to kill a child because they were ringing his fucking door. It's fucking little dick energy. This is shit that needs to change in the gun community. This whole mentality behind if you do anything remotely wrong or what at least they perceive to be wrong, because this is like I don't agree that it's annoying that kids do that, but I don't agree that it's wrong per se. It's just fucking annoying. So this idea that if you touch my car you should die, if you touch my lawnmower you should die, well, you shouldn't be doing that. That's fucking stupid. That's little dick energy. You have better things to do than to worry about whether a kid is fucking ringing your doorbell or not. It's a stupid. Got to change that in the gun community. Got to change that in the gun community. So hopefully we change the narrative around that. Hopefully we change the conversation around that and um, deal with annoying kids other ways. Killing them is not a way to deal with annoying kids. So hopefully that piece of shit, the bad guy, the dude that shoots the 11-year-old kid that's running away, that's the bad guy. I don't give a fuck what you think. That's the bad guy. That motherfucker. I hope he rots in jail, and I hope he gets raped a lot in jail. That said, let's talk about Trump. Let's talk about the homie Trump. We try to be apolitical, and this motherfucker's making it tough. We are, at least myself. I guess I should wait till Isaac is here, but I would venture out to say that we probably agree on this. We tend to say a lot more about Republicans that are anti-gun than we do about Democrats that are anti-gun. And part of it has to do with this idea that we expect the Democrat to be anti-gun. Now, Guns for Everyone understands that not every Democrat is anti-gun, because anti-gun does not mean Democrat. Democrat doesn't mean anti-gun. Anti-gun can come from both places, and we're seeing this play out here. And when you think about Republican or conservative, you think they're going to protect our Second Amendment rights. That's the perception. Guns for Everyone understands that that's not true. That's never been the case. We go back way back, and we see a lot of evidence from the politics that Republicans are just as anti-gun as the Democrats are. They're just not very vocal about it. When they're running for office, they don't explicitly say that. They wait until they are in office, and then they will do that shit. We've seen this with Larimer County. We seen this with Trump the first time, banning bump stocks and all that shit. And now, after a school shooting, Trump's DOJ, which has been anti-gun in Florida in the past, Trump's DOJ. Oh, let me switch this. Yeah, didn't work. Trump's DOJ is considering, excuse me, considering looking into banning millions of trans people from owning guns. So now he's deciding that humans who are part of the trans community should not own guns. Now they're just talking about it right now. They're just having conversations about it right now. There's nothing official. There's nothing that is absolutely 100% concrete. But this idea that because we were sold on this idea that this is going to be the most pro-gun presidency ever, the most pro-gun president ever, and we mentioned this a lot. We told people like, well, I'd be cautious because the very first time he ran and when he was in office the first time, he wasn't. Go look that shit up. Go look that shit up. Banning bump stocks. He supported the red flag laws. He wanted a national level red flag laws. Very famous for saying take the guns first, due process later. That is not very pro-gun. And a lot of humans said, well, that was the first go around. This go around is going to be different. And here we are again. This same lady, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, that was his AG. Never mind. I'm sorry. Not the DOJ lady. Her AG, his AG is the one that said she's all for banning guns. Now, this is directly under her office, if I'm not mistaken. Under Attorney General Bondi's leadership, the Department of Justice. So yeah, it still is under her office. So it still counts. Bondi in Florida with Trump said that they're going to look at a way for red flags and take the guns first. That's where that statement was made. Take the guns first, due process later. They were both like, yeah, take the guns first, due process later. And now they want to ban them from trans. Now, I couldn't give two fucks how you personally feel about a particular subject. And oh, by the way, you should not give two fucks about how I feel about trans people and how I feel about gay people, because that's first off, we are not a group that likes to advocate for stuff outside of guns. Our thing is guns. I think we see too many groups, and I try and be mindful about this. We see too many groups who are gun groups taking your money and then advocating for other stuff. They go and use your money for abortion issues and gay issues and all that stuff. Our thing is guns and gun rights. If you are a president and if you are an attorney general, if you are the head of the Department of Justice, and you are saying, I want to take guns away from a particular set of humans, that is anti-gun. That's not pro-gun. I don't give a fuck how you feel about that particular set of humans. That is anti-gun. For me, on the personal issue, I come from parents who came here illegally. I have a lot of family members that came here illegally and that are still here illegally in the United States. And a lot of humans will say, well, immigrants should not have guns. I will debate you on the immigration policies outside of this space, but when it comes to guns, it doesn't matter how I feel about immigration. It doesn't matter how you feel about immigrations. Let's have the conversation about guns. And when it's about guns, if you say yes, a certain population should not own guns, you are anti-gun. And the slippery slope is that if it's easy for one president and you're okay with one president taking guns away from a certain type of human, then you have to be okay when the next president comes up and takes the guns away from you. During the Nazi stuff, there's this famous quote that when they came for this human, I did nothing because that's not me. Then they came for this human and I did nothing because that's not me. And then they came for me, and I had nobody to fight for me because they had already taken everybody. You can't say you are pro gun, for guns, and then still at the exact same time be okay with Trump banning guns for a certain population. And then the way they want to do this, they want to classify them as mentally defective because of the way the science community labels gender dysphoria. And again, very slippery slope, very slippery slope. Am a human who has been relatively open. I don't talk about it as much, mostly because Isaac has shamed me about it. But am more in favor of polygamy than I am monogamy. Um, I don't actively search for another wife, but if it happens, fucking all for it. My wife's all for it. Some of you guys just heard that and like, what the fuck? And you might want to label me as a fucking weirdo. I'm fucking weirdo for many reasons. But you see how easy it is to go from, well, that person is mentally defective, and then, but who is not? A lot of you guys would label what I believe in relationships as mentally defective. And that's fucking dangerous because all it takes is just another presidency to say you are mentally defective because of the way you think, because of what you posted on social media, because of whatever. So I don't want to turn this into I'm in favor of this, I'm in favor of that, because this is a gun conversation. I will say and leave it here without getting too nuanced and too complex and all that shit, because I do want to have that conversation in a separate platform. But everybody has the right to own guns from a legal perspective. I'm not saying everybody should own guns. Guns for everyone, and we've said this many times. Guns for everyone. That name that's right there, guns for everyone, pew, is not because we genuinely believe every single human being should own a gun. It's because we believe the government should not decide who gets to own guns and who doesn't. From the government's eyes, everybody has the right to own guns. It is up to me, Edgar, you, to decide in your own little circle how you're going to police them. I have a lot of family members that I would say, you know what, you should not own guns. You are too dumb to own a gun. You are too dangerous. You are too reckless. You're a drunk. You should not own guns. That's my responsibility. Irrelevant of who they have sex with, irrelevant of any of that stuff. If the person is dangerous, it is my responsibility to tell them they should not own guns until they meet certain criteria. And I 100% have. This is my responsibility to protect my community, whatever you want to label as my community. I have family members, direct family member, my brother's gay, that I would be 100% okay if he owned guns. He's a little weird, but it's not because he's gay. My wife is somebody that, and it's her story. She's been mad at me because I talk about her story, but she would be classified as part of the LGBT community, and she owns guns. How far until like we take the guns away from her because you think that she's mentally defective for liking boobs? She likes boobs just like I like boobs. And how long until you say that's weird and you take that shit away from me? I don't think you should smoke marijuana. That's a personal feeling. I would never advocate for that to be taken away from you. That from me, a personal thing, and I would tell you as a friend, like, you probably shouldn't do that. Or maybe you should, because it's none of my fucking business. I would never advocate one way or another for you to do it. If I think you had a problem with it, I would just tell you. Drinking alcohol for me, that's weakness. I would never tell the government take the guns away from the people who drink every fucking weekend and post on social media that they just can't wait to get drunk. I think you're a weak bitch if you get drunk every fucking weekend and you need it. Like you need it. It's not my place though. It's not my place to tell the government take guns away from people who get drunk. I genuinely believe that is a mental health issue if you have to get drunk all the fucking time. if you get home and you drink beers and you just need to get a buzz to clear your head, that to me is a mental disorder because you're relying on something to deal with your emotions. How far until the government takes that away from you because enough people push to say that drinking alcohol is a sign of mental health issues? This is why we have to separate my personal feelings, me, what I feel, and what I do in my family, and what I talk to with my friends and all that stuff, and what I want the government to do. Because I know a lot of you guys, for religious reasons and all that other shit, you're gonna say this is right, this is wrong. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? That's not your place to tell other people how to live their lives. That's not freedom. There's that shirt right there. Boom. Safety is nowhere near as important as freedom. Freedom is significantly more important than safety. I have to accept that humans are different than I am. They think differently than I am. They operate differently than I am, and that's scary. That's dangerous to me. That's risky to me. But I appreciate that because it's freedom. Freedom. Woo! Boom! There we go. That one right there. Freedom is significantly more important than safety. Safety is not that important. It really isn't. It really isn't. It's not. Safety is not first. Freedom's first. So I have to accept that it's risky, and I have to deal with people I don't agree with, and I have to have conversations with people I don't agree with, and I have to high five with people I don't agree with. In fact, I actually appreciate more dealing with people I don't agree with than people that I do agree with. So this whole idea that we have a fucking president that's supposed to be pro-gun, we told you. And by the way, we fucking told you guys. We'll see. We will see. The most pro-gun president is mulling over. And I know some of you guys are going to say, well, he hasn't done it yet. He shouldn't even fucking be thinking about it. These people in this administration, the way you guys sold that he was going to be so much for guns, should not even fucking be thinking about taking guns away from a certain set of people. It is dangerous for him to be having this conversation. Next president is going to come in, most likely going to be a president if we follow history, most likely going to be a Democrat. I'm sorry. This Democrat's going to come in as president, and this Democrat, he or she, is going to say the very same thing that Trump is saying. We should take guns away from rednecks that serve in the military because we can point to the Space Force guy, he killed kids, and the Army guy, he killed kids that were running away from them. We should take guns away from them because people in the military are mentally defective. And then you guys are going to say, see, this person's, that's what you get for voting for this person. Well, your president that is in office right now, if you voted for him, your president is setting that precedent for everybody else, that precedence for everybody else. When Trump banned bump stocks, he laid the fucking framework. So force trigger or reset triggers, FRTs, force reset triggers would be banned. He laid the fucking framework for 80% to be banned. Go find 80% right now. It's pretty fucking difficult. It's not super easy. 80% arms kind of went under, not 80% P80. I'm sorry, went under because of all that shit. Trump laid the fucking groundwork for the framework for all of that stuff. He started it with banning bump stocks. So this, hopefully, you contact your person and you say, "Hey, this is not what I voted for. This is not what I voted for. I voted for you to be strong on the Second Amendment and release the Epstein files because that's what everybody's hung up on, the fucking Epstein files." We're all like, it just go fucking send the message and tell the person, go tell the orange man, hey, I thought you were better and I thought you were going to protect the Second Amendment. And protecting the Second Amendment means protecting the Second Amendment for everyone. Guns, from a government perspective, should be for everyone. There's nothing in the Constitution, the Second Amendment. Well, if you fucking bump uglies with somebody who looks like you don't get guns. I thought we said it says shall not be infringed. I thought that's what we agreed on. It says shall not be infringed. Not if you're gay or if you're trans or if you're whatever, you don't get guns. I thought we agreed it was shall not be infringed. So if you really mean that, then you'll fucking hold your DOJ, your Bondi lady, hold her accountable for this shit. And this is not acceptable in any way, shape, or form. Not even fucking a little bit. So now I'm just ranting because it shit's frustrating. That shit's frustrating that we don't have any people that are on our side of freedom. We see this every day. When we fight Republican sheriffs in El Paso County, when we fought him, it wasn't a fight. It was more of a what the fuck are you doing? All of the people that are Republican, Guns for Everyone isn't Republican, isn't Democrat. The organization is apolitical. I myself doesn't matter what I am, doesn't matter what Isaac is, and but all of the Republicans were like, well, this guy is okay because he was doing shit. Roy Ball, he was doing shit that was against the law, and we fucking held him to it. We made sure that he changed his fucking tune. Like we're not here to be friends with politicians that are breaking the law. We're not here to be friends with any fucking politician, to be honest with you. Let alone the ones that are breaking the law and violating your rights. Not in favor of that shit in any way, shape, or form. So it's very fucking frustrating that we thought and we hoped Guns for Everyone. We understood what was going to happen. We knew it because he had already done it before. But we always hoped that there's going to be somebody protecting our rights in government, and every single time we're not even surprised anymore. Like every single time we're just like, yeah, it's a politician. Of course, they don't give a fuck about your rights. They only care about their feelings and pushing what they feel. Freedom is not about what I feel. Freedom is about accepting all of your fucking crazy shit, all of your fucking crazy shit, all of it, all of that shit that makes me uncomfortable, all of that shit that makes me cringe, all of that shit because I do some weird shit. I do weird shit and I think it's normal and I like it and I'm a fucking fan of it. And conversely, you do a lot of fucking weird shit that you're a fan of and you like and you think it's normal, and I don't agree with it, and that's okay. That's okay. That's freedom. Freedom isn't about what I feel should be done. Freedom is about accepting what other humans are doing, regardless of how I feel about it. Don't hurt me. Don't take my shit. That's it. Those are the two things that I worry about. That's it. Don't hurt me. Don't take my shit. That is it. If it doesn't hurt me, fucking doesn't affect me. If you're not taking my shit, I have nothing to say to you. I won't kill you if you take my shit. But if you take my shit, that's different because now you're violating my space and all that stuff. Again, I would not kill you over it. But those are the two things that we deal with is don't hurt people, don't take their shit. Outside of that is if you want to fucking sword fight with your fucking boyfriend, fucking sword fight. If you want to scissor with your fucking girlfriend, if you want to sword fight and scissor people at the same fucking time and own guns, fucking do it. If you want to be single forever and you want to own guns, fucking do it. If you want if you want to be a nun and own guns, fucking do it. If you want to be best friends with Muhammad, fucking go do it. If you want to be best friends with Jesus, go fucking do it. If you want to be friends with fucking Buddha, go fucking do it. I couldn't give two fucks because it doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form. You guys are fucking weird that you're so obsessed with what other people do with their fucking life. So fucking weird. We got to stop that shit. Got to stop that shit. Go tell Trump, go tell DOJ to stop their fucking anti-gun shit. They did it their first presidency, and now they're setting a fucking horrendous precedent for anti like big time anti-gun administrations. They're making it easier for the Democrats or anti-gun things. I got to be careful with that. Not every Democrat is anti-gun, but they are making it very fucking easy for the anti-gun people to take our shit. They're setting the fucking framework to call you mentally defective next election. It's fucking weird. So weird. So at any rate, share this, tell people about it, argue in the comments, tell me I'm weird for liking polygamy and believing that's a better way than monogamy. Tell me I'm weird for disliking your drinking and your marijuana usage. You just need to learn how to deal with your fucking feelings and your emotions. Let's have a conversation about that. This is dumb. You got to admit what DOJ is doing, fucking stupid. So share this. I like it. Please donate to us now that I just talked shit about basically everybody. Gunsforeveryone.com/legal fund. Desperately need your money. Got to be shameless about that. We're at a point where it's just we won't be around long. So we need your help. Share the video, tell people about it, all that stuff. So I appreciate you guys. For those of you guys that support us and those of you guys that are constantly there for us, it's a handful of you guys, but it's a pretty mighty handful. And one of the reasons why we haven't given up is because of you guys. So, but it's getting rough. The people not supporting but still sucking on the teat is becoming overwhelming. So, if you can, please help us. Share the videos, do all that stuff, like it, subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys.